Hello and welcome to another Star Wars Older Puppet video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 7.4 updates. There may be a few things that confuse you when you're heading back to the game. So let's take a look at some of the main things that we want to touch on and show players some of the things that might be confusing them a little bit. The first thing I want to show you is the GTN update. There have been some significant updates to the GTN. You'll notice a different UI and a different way of searching, selling, so on. So they've added a lot of features. I'm really excited about a lot of this stuff. We can still right-click items from our inventory. It auto-suggests what price to sell them for, and then it shows us some stuff about the buyer's tax, the buyer's unit price. Note, this price is not for the entire stack. This is per unit. So yeah, there's no more trying to figure out the math or anything like that. We can list up to 7 days. Just note that the fees do go up depending on how long you list for, and they are non-refundable. So you want to think a little bit more about that. So yeah, right now it's suggesting that I list this item at 1.92 million. I'm actually going to list them at 500 credits just because I want to make sure they sell while we're filming this video. So we're going to create that sale, and you can see that listing right there. Now let's take a look at how we're going to search for stuff. So let's look up a Hawkeye crystal. So in the past, if you want to search color crystal based on a certain stat that it gives you, so names like Hawkeye, you're going to be looking at hundreds of pages of different crystals. Now this is so much better. We can sort them by level, quantity, price, so on, but you only see one listing for each color of crystal at that stat or at that name. So this is pretty awesome. We don't have to look at as many listings anymore, and you can see the number there to see how many are available for purchase. And when you click on there to purchase, you'll see a breakdown of all the different prices that people are trying to list them at. So I can see I can buy 3 at the lowest price, and then I'm going to have to pay more. So if I want to buy 3 initially, it's not letting me type that in. That is awesome. Max stack is 1. I can only buy 1 at a time. Okay, so that's not the best item. Let's go look at med packs, for example. So if I want to buy the cheap med packs here, let's see. There's 2 different stacks that do different prices. So I can buy 9. And you can see I pay unit price of 540. That should be 4,860. And if I buy 1 more, it should only be an extra 540. So it should be about 5,400 credits. You'll see the total deposit is going to go up significantly because it thinks that I'm paying that higher unit price. But don't worry, we're not actually going to pay this. That's the maximum that we'll have to pay. So what did we actually do? We go and where do we claim it? Not our mail anymore. So we go to our claim tab up here in the top right corner of the GTN. You can see the general med packs. I'm getting a refund of 11,340 because it bought all the cheapest ones first. So the sad thing is it doesn't guarantee you that you won't have to pay up to the amount that you put in as a deposit, but it will try and buy the cheapest ones first before going there. So it's a little hit or miss. You just want to be careful there, right? So I got those. I got my credits back. That is great. Just be very careful that if you are buying something that has these multiple stacks and you want to guarantee that you're not overpaying, just enter this lowest quantity first and then make a second transaction to buy however many more you need at the more expensive price. So just be mindful of that. You can see that there is data here. A lot of this data doesn't seem to have caught up or be that great. I thought they were collecting historical data to make it accurate when it rolled out. So yeah, that's a little weird, but either way, yeah, this is what you see now. And then, did my item sell yet? It doesn't. Yeah, it should have sold there. So let's see. Look at this, sold right here. And look at this. I don't even have to wait to get my credits. No more 1 hour waiting to get your credits. That is pretty awesome. We can claim that immediately when those items are sold. So I'm really excited about that GTN update. It will be a little confusing to players at first. There are a few little quality of life things and shortcuts that some players have noticed that they can't use anymore that they used to be able to, but overall I think it's definitely an improvement. You can now look at most popular items, you can look at newly listed items, and you can also create a favorites list of items. So many good updates. I'm just very excited about the GTN overhaul, and I hope you guys are too. Okay, what else can we look at on Fleet? Well, I just want to remind you guys there are these little speeders on Fleet that take you around to the different quadrants. Very useful, very cheap, but they do cost a tiny bit of credits. And they're much faster than walking if you're used to walking around Fleet. There is a little bit of a gear update with 7.4. We have increased the item rating again, so if that interests you to get better item rating gear, there's a couple things to note. First off, hide and seek vendors. You can now go up to item rating 340. So if you want to use a hide and seek gear, make sure that you're taking the quest for the prototype gear first, because that gives you all the pieces you need to modify your gear up to 340 item rating. And then once you finish that, you can take the artifact quest so you can get the more powerful version of the enhancements to throw in your gear. So that's awesome. Hide and seek has now been increased to 340. Makes it very easy to upgrade your gear. You don't have to worry about changing your loadouts. when you change the item rating of your gear, you don't have to worry about re-augmenting them. Everything is the same. If you do want to have the highest item rating in the game, we now have 344 Ricotta gear available to us. So on the Operations Gear Upgrade vendor here, we can upgrade our gear all the way to item rating 344 with Ricotta. It is non-moddable, it has fixed stats, so it makes it a little bit harder to work with that gear.
Come again.
That's pretty simple. All you need to do is farm your OP1 Catalyst and have your piece of Ricotta gear. If you don't have your piece of Ricotta gear, you can go to the Operations Gear vendor and you can buy them. It's just going to be very expensive. They start at item rating 324. What most players are probably going to do is hide and seek up to 340 item rating and then start farming Nephra on Nightmare or any Master Mode bosses. They drop piece of Ricotta gear every time you kill them, and they will match the item rating of what you have equipped, and you just keep doing that until you have all the items you need, and then you upgrade them to 344. If you were beating hard mode R4 and getting those purple special boss tokens, there's another little shortcut that you can take. You can go in and you can find yourself with the Virulent 340 gear. So as you can see, I've got a piece in my inventory right here. I can use a blue veteran token and the Op Catalyst, and I can upgrade this to a 342 Ricotta piece, which once I do that, I can just hop over to the Operations Gear Upgrade vendor and use some more Op Catalyst to get that to 344. So really nice shortcut for those players who are getting that Virulent gear from R4. Also, big important note again, we've got another update on the legendary implants, so just make sure that you're paying attention to getting that bonus as quickly as possible. You can upgrade them all the way to item rating 340. So if you go under your achievements and you look for retired achievements, I don't know why it's there. We go under advancement. I guess it's retired because there's no points. Getting 2 legendary implants on the same character is going to unlock this achievement, which reduces the cost of upgrading your legendary implants to 2,500 tech frags each. So one thing you will notice is I'm seeing an upgrade cost of 2,500 tech frags to get from 334 to 336. But once you try and upgrade it to 338 and 340, it'll cost the regular 6,500 tech frags each until you unlock that achievement. So yeah, make sure that you're focusing on only one character getting both of their implants up to 340 before you start doing any other implants, so you can unlock that discount as fast as possible. As with all story-related patches, so the 7.1, 7.2, 7.4, so on, we're getting a little bit more story content. We're going to Ord Mantell, Imp side or Republic side, and you're going to be clicking on Kessen's Landing here, and this is going to be the new daily area where we're accessing the new story. Let me make this clear, to access the new story you have to be completely caught up on all the other story in the game. As you can see here, I don't have any way to access it currently because I have not quite finished some of the more recent story updates that they put out. So, daily area here, I think it's a wonderful planet. I'm really happy with the art design. It's super cool. I'm very excited just to wander around it, but on the other side too, it's going to be nice that we do have a bit more story. It's pretty small, it's not a lot, it's kind of sad, that's just the state of the game. We don't get any real good content or progression updates, but I'm still excited about this little tiny bit we're getting because it just looks so damn cool. Like, this is actually pretty dope. I didn't expect it to be this cool. So yeah, here's your new story update. There's going to be some missions to follow through. Probably take you less than a few hours to do everything. Maybe a bit longer if you're doing both Republic and Imperial side. Another thing that's kind of important to note is they've done some tweaks to the graphics settings. They've increased the graphics on some of the lowest settings, so I assume that might mean your performance might go down a little bit. Not totally sure on that, but the game should also look a little bit better. They made some changes to enhance shadows to improve some of that too. And a big thing is they've improved the graphics of the lighting system inside of cutscenes, especially relating to your character model. So I haven't really noticed a big difference yet. I don't currently have all of my graphics set to Ultra, but we'll hop into a cutscene here and see if we can notice much of a difference. A lot of players are complaining that the newer NPCs look way better than us and our old characters look a little bit dopey.
Right?
I've never found a big problem with Muffin Delight. I've always found she looks pretty fly either way.
I see.
Man, I just
Then
aged
it is
myself.
fortunate I came along.
Ouch.
I
Anyway,
think
she
so
looks
too.
pretty good. But yeah, they made some
This feeling
updates.
gets
I can't
worse
tell off
the
the top of my
closer we
head
get
right
to
now, but
Elon.
maybe you guys can. You'll
What
definitely
is
probably
it you
notice if you're a player
sensor?
who loves
When
being
you
in
came back from
cutscenes a
Elon,
lot. So
Scourge and I
yeah,
both
looking
got
pretty
this
good.
weird
Pretty happy
feeling,
with
like
how this cutscene
we
looks
just
either way.
uncovered a
Whether or not it
memory.
looked better or worse
It's
before, I
unclear,
couldn't tell
but
you.
familiar.
Alright, there's two more things that I want to go over quickly before we end this video. The first is a really nice quality of life update. I've noticed in the past, if I had my Legacy Stronghold open and I wanted to click on another vendor or my personal cargo hold, which you can't see it, it's behind my webcam. but I can click on my personal cargo hold once now, and it opens a cargo hold window. So let's show that again on the Legacy window. Oh, it opens! Oh, that's amazing. So anyways, I'm super excited about this small quality of life change that the majority of the time, not every time, but the majority of time, when I have a window open that loads off the server, so vendors, cargo holds, they all load off the server, I can click another one, and it actually opens. I don't have to like have it just close and then click again to have it open. So I'm super excited about that. And lastly, for you Cartel monkeys, we're going to go over a few new things in the Cartel market. The main thing I want to point out is we've got new dyes that have new textures. So we can get metallic dyes that kind of can create like a metallic shiny effect. I'm not seeing it super well on this armor here. Something like the Mandalorian armor, it's definitely more well suited for. Maybe some of the Trooper armor it might look pretty dope on. And we've got matte armors as well. I'm pretty excited about the matte dyes for armors. That is looking nice. Like, yeah, I'm usually not spending my Cartel coins, as you can see by how many I have. I've literally never bought Cartel coins. All these are from my monthly sub grant. Yeah, so there's a lot of other new items on the Cartel market as well. So we got a pretty good update to actually getting new stuff, with the new dye system being, yeah, something that is just, yeah, that's going to be exciting to see what players are able to do with that. So, okay, there's all your major updates. For those of you who care about class changes, class balance, I will point out Vengeance Vigilance has had a change to its rotation, and it's definitely a nerf overall. They have fixed deep cuts, so now taking this utility works correctly. And Major Fraction now only increases the initial damage of Shatter by 50%, so basically it's become absolutely dogshit useless, as it no longer reduces the cooldown of Shatter by 2 seconds, and that drastically changes our rotation, especially when playing single target with Hemophilic Slash. So now we're going to be doing a filler system that kind of rotates with some floating main abilities. We're going to be doing Impale, then we're going to pick a filler, we're going to be doing Force Scream, we're going to pick a filler, we're going to be doing Vengeful Slam, we pick a third filler, and then we're going to repeat all of that. The general rules of your fillers is going to be Shatter is your highest priority filler, Ravage should be done after Force Scream whenever possible. Note that Shatter resets the cooldown of Ravage, so just keep that in mind. If you have the energy for it, you want to use Hew next, followed by Saber Throw, followed by Vicious Slash, and if you don't have the energy, then you definitely want to make sure that you're using Sundering Assault. I'm going to see if I can pull this off. Probably can't. I never played Venge in the previous expansion when this was the common rotation. So we did our filler, our Force Scream, another filler. We're going to pop our Blood Racing, we're going to slam, we're going to do that, we're going to do a filler. I'm probably going to need energy pretty soon. Ah, damn it. So use a filler, it was the wrong one. Who cares? Use a filler. Vengeful Slam, filler. I probably messed this up completely already. Yeah, see, Ravage is in a weird spot there. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to need some time to practice this new rotation. But in general, there we go. Just so you know, right, there's a new rotation. It is the previous 6-0 rotation. You can go look up all the guides from the last expansion, Valk, Merlin, so on, if you want to have a little bit more details than what I'm providing. If you guys want to know more about gearing changes and a little bit more about how to optimize your gear farm and getting up on that item rating, hopefully I find some time to make you another video. Didn't want to make this one all about gearing. I just wanted to show off some of the things that players might find confusing when they first log in, and some things they might need to know to get them sailing smoothly with 7.4. And as always, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh, these dances are actually pretty corny, but I don't care.